So we are kicking off our art podcast. I'm your new host. And we're sat here with the wonderful Kim Hubball.
Hello.
Who is a long-time resident at 1853 Studios. When was it you moved in, Kim?
So I moved in just after the place opened in 2019. So I've been here, it's getting on for 7 years now.
Nice. So since the start then, really, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
I remember you saying when you moved in, there was literally just a big open room with like 4 or 5 studios built at that point.
That was it, yeah. And when I first visited the place, it was still just the bare bones. It was still all just being built. But as soon as I saw the place, I was like, right, I need to get in there.
Yeah, cool.
I need my space.
I think as well with that, like with you being like one of the original residents in here, like because it has grown so much. Because I've been here for 3 years, but you're saying you've been in for 7. Like you've seen the growth like
Absolutely.
Since day one.
And it's been quite mind blowing, to be honest. I never expected for it to get to this kind of scale where we've got like 2 beautiful gallery spaces, and is it 70 or 80, 90 studios now. It's just incredible. And we've got like a great programme of events and stuff going on. It's all just been really exciting to sort of see the growth and how it's all come to be and happen.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of them, like I felt it too when I walked through the door the first time. I was just like instantly felt welcomed, and like I felt validated as an artist as well. Like especially with Rachel, she got it. Like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But straight away, she was like, got it. You're a bit mad. I like you.
I think Rachel spent time in studios that weren't quite run so well, where the places where the roof's falling in and isn't getting fixed and stuff. I'm sure she's told me stuff like that. So, yeah, she really wanted to create a lovely environment for us artists here. And, yeah, I'm proud to be part of the community here.
Yeah, defo. And I think, like, it's one of them, like, there's still plans to grow and do more. Like, 'cause I feel like you can never be content. Like, you've always got to be, like, going after the next thing. There's always got to be the next milestone and whatever. Yeah. And it's like last year, for example, like the gallery in Mill 2 opening. I think that was last year.
I think so. Last year.
And it's just, like, utilising that space to do cool things, and that like obviously ties into the exhibition we've just opened.
Yes,
which
absolutely.
Is currently open now.
It's open now, that's right.
So Order Chaos Harmony is what it's called.
Yes, that's right.
I had to get a leaflet because knowing me, I'd get the name wrong.
Okay.
But no, I think the body of work that you've put in there is absolutely beautiful. Like how each piece speaks for itself on the wall. Just it's laid out great, and it's just, I don't know, like you just go in there and it's
taken a lot of work, like a lot more than I kind of envisioned when I first sort of started on the project.
Yeah.
And it has been months in the making. Well, it's been years really when you think of the art practice that's gone into it, but certainly for the exhibition, it's been a few months of quite intense work and just the planning and figuring out where things are going to go and how they'll tell a story together, the pieces. Yeah, it's definitely been a really good experience. I've learnt a lot from it. So,
they say it's always a mad one in an exhibition because it always seems like, oh, it's a great idea. Yeah, let's do that. But when you actually get into the nitty gritty of it, it's just like, why am I doing this? Like, what? Like everything's going in there. But like, I notice like with your work as well. Like, I love how the way you make marks with your work and leave that. And when you go in there, the colour that you've used, it's all together. Like if you look in, like if you go in on the left-hand side, there's mainly red work, then blue work on the right, but it all just comes together as a whole full circle and ties in. So that kind of leads into your practice a little bit. So like, do you want to just explain a bit about your practice? And
I don't know where to start on that one.
There's a lot. There's a lot. So,
I mean, there is quite a lot that I do. I mean, I started my career as a graphic designer. And I did a degree in graphic design and just worked doing, logos, branding for people, that kind of stuff. But I was always kind of sketching. I was always doodling. And eventually I started to put like some of my drawings out there on Flickr. I don't know if you remember Flickr.
I remember Flickr,
yeah. And you get this positive feedback, and I started to think, well, maybe I should push this, and I basically kind of these days I try to tie my graphics practice in with my art practice. So my art practice is very graphic, and like you just mentioned about the marks that I make, and I see them like fossils. It's like you create this mark and then it stays there forever, and it's like to preserve this kind of look. But then it's about kind of finding what works with it, because on its own, it's just a mark. So it's about finding shapes, colours, compositions that all sort of work together with the marks that I've made. So I think that kind of describes it to a certain extent. I do a lot of things like screen printing, block printing. I'm very experimental and I'm a bit obsessed with materials and processes. I love learning new processes and just having a go with stuff really and kind of mixing everything up. I do a lot of mixed media stuff. I just like to play. It's a very playful kind of practice that I have, I think.
Yeah, it's the best thing to be, I think. Like, 'cause I remember, like, because I'm, like, if you look at it, I'm not, like, too long into my career. Like, I've only been taking it seriously for 6 years. And I remember, like, say, like, 5 or 6 years ago, I was like, yeah, I just work with spray paint, that's it.
Yeah,
like, that was
yeah.
it. But now, like, as you grow and stuff, you find yourself falling in to messing a lot with other things and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, because I really want to learn how to screen print in the future and get them facilities and stuff. But it's just like, using materials, collage and stuff into the work, it makes it so much more interesting. And like,
I think we have a tendency to pigeonhole ourselves. You know, we do that really easily. We like to have categories for things. So we'll say, yeah, like I'm a graphic designer or I'm a spray artist like you. But really, there's just so, even the practice like weaves into your life. It sort of takes over everything. And to pigeonhole yourself as an artist, I think is probably the wrong way to go. Because I think as an artist, you should always just be open to trying new things, really.
Absolutely. Like, it's one of them, like, you just need to go with it and just be you. I think that's it. It's just like, if you pigeonhole yourself, it's very easy to do. Like, and it's one of them, like, but you can kind of do what you want.
Yeah,
like, if you put your mind to it, you can put your mind to it. And it's one of them, like, do you remember, like, exactly at what point, like, 'cause I know you were saying your career started as a graphic designer and you start doing doodles and stuff, but, like, at what point did you realise it was like, do you know what, I might actually be able to do this?
Oh, yeah, there was a very sort of specific point. Actually, it was after the birth of my second baby, so that was 2014, and it was after that I got an illustration job, and I'd not really done that kind of thing before, like proper sort of illustration, people and a scene. And I just loved the work, and that kind of pushed me forward. But a few months later, I submitted a design to Jealous Studios in London. That's in Shoreditch. And it got accepted straight away. And so my piece was a screen print, and it was in an exhibition at their gallery, but it also went to the Saatchi as well. So my piece was in a group exhibition at the Saatchi for a short while, and that was 2016. And at that point, it was like, well, oh my God, I've got in the Saatchi, you know, I'm going to be an artist, it's going to happen. Yeah. So, and I've just pushed it ever since, really. It just gave me that, you know, that boost, like, I can actually do this.
Yeah, for sure. And it's one of them, like, we're just saying that, like, straight on, like, you get that thing working with Jealous there, which is a gallery that everyone knows about. And then with getting in the Saatchi as well, that's kind of like, sometimes it's just best to not ask questions. Like, things, just take it. Like, you've got to take them wins. Like,
but I think that's what's lovely about just being an artist, is that you find the projects that you want to work on, and yeah, of course you don't always get them, but sometimes you do, and then that gives you the boost to continue, or maybe take a new direction, or push something that maybe you hadn't thought of before. And that's what I love about, you know, working as an artist, really, and getting all these different projects and sort of different exhibitions and stuff. It's all very exciting.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like going back to the body of work that you've put in the show that we've got now, like you've got the wall hanging materials stuff as well, which is really interesting. That's a total other side of your work as well.
Yeah, I've been working with fabric for a little while, but it's the first time that I've ever really shown any of that sort of work. Obviously, having such a big space in the gallery, it was an opportunity to kind of, you know, show off some of the other things that maybe I've not really shown people before. So, I'm well into working with fabric. I love it as part of just being in the mill here, because obviously these were cotton mills, they were cotton spinning mills. So there's this connection with the building and you know, the environment that we're in, and the history and heritage.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know, like when we look at it, like, so the storms happened now, like the exhibition, we had the opening night about 10 days ago or something, give or take. Really nicely attended show, a lot of really nice feedback, compliments and stuff. Like, so to like look back at it now, because like it's the chaos leading up to it and everything, you're just all in this whirlwind. Looking back at it now and seeing your work on them walls, like, with space to breathe. Because I remember like helping you set up, you were just like, oh, I've never seen me stuff like this before. It's just always in a pile on my desk.
Yeah, that's so true.
Like,
and it doesn't get the full, you don't get to see it in its full context because it's just kind of there hanging around, and it's, you know, I see it all the time. It's just there, sat on the desk, and yeah, it's just to actually put my work in such a beautiful professional space and see it with the breathing space and in this environment. It's been really, really wonderful to sort of see it and see that it works in that context as well, especially since my work's quite graphic. You know, does it work in a gallery context? And I think, yes, it does. You know, the colours just pop in that big space and the light, it's just great.
Yeah, I think it's just set out perfectly for it, and like to just be able to take a step back and just appreciate your work for what it is there and just looking at it, it's just like...
You don't always do that.
No,
you know,
not
you
at
might
all.
put things up on your studio wall, but how many times do you actually stand back and sort of ponder and, you know, it just... For me, it just gets piled up and onto the next thing, you know. So, yeah, it's been a really sort of eye-opening experience, really, because I've actually really been able to spend time thinking about what it is I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to achieve and put things into perspective a little bit.
Happy days. Like, another interesting thing that I know that you did, because we've spoke about it before, was you was involved in I think it was 2018, the art trail with the Manchester Bees.
That's right,
that they did. Do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. So this was like the first time I'd ever done anything quite like that. So again, when we were talking about these steps in your career as an artist, it was a big one for me. In 2018 there were large scale bee sculptures that were put all around Manchester city centre, and I got the job of painting one of them. My design was very much based on like the Manchester music scene, hacienda. It had the black and yellow stripes, which tied with the bee, the hacienda. It all just kind of worked, you know. And I made a beautiful, colourful bee sculpture, and it was out on the streets for about 10 weeks, I think, over summer. And yeah, there was like hundreds of people came to see these things, thousands, in fact. It was incredible. And at the end, it was a charitable trail. So at the end, they were all auctioned for the Lord Mayor of Manchester's charity, the We Love Manchester charity. Yeah. And my bee sold for £23,000, which was mind blowing. I nearly fell off my chair when the auction happened. It was incredible. So yeah, I'm really, really, obviously, very proud of being part of that.
You should be, because it's one of them, like, the amount of money that raised. Like, 'cause I think I read online, like, in total it raised about £1 million in total with everything.
I think it was over $1 million altogether.
It's insane, and it's just like, at the end of the day, you've been challenged for doing a really cool, out-of-the-box project. You absolutely knocked it out the park.
Having never done anything like that before,
check out Kim's Instagram and website, see this bee. It's absolutely killer. And then what it got auctioned for, that money, what that then can go and do, it's just like rewarding for everyone.
I mean, I think the charity, it all goes to sort of, deprived communities around Manchester. So yeah, it was lovely to actually be able to give something back through my artwork as well. Yeah,
for sure. And it's like now, because like we're in March 2026 now. Like it's like, I know you've just had the show and stuff. Is there any? I know it's like quite a. I don't know how to sum this question up. It's kind of like a bit vague, but like, are any plans formulating to what could potentially be next for you? Is what you're working on, or?
I'm always working on design stuff. So I've got a couple of big projects, like Arts Council funded design projects that I'm working on at the minute. In terms of arts practice, I think I'm going to be taking a few weeks out, like maybe.
Fair enough.
I will see, but we'll see what comes next. But I'm glad I've had the experience of doing a big exhibition, and yeah, I'd certainly like to do more like that. For sure. Like, I definitely think you should. Like, the body of work that's in there is, as I said earlier, it is absolutely fantastic. Maybe it's something like, because it's already created there, maybe it's look at another venue to do that, because you've already got the work. Yes, yeah. So I don't know, maybe it's worth just putting some feelers out for that, because I think people will snap it up. I think it's great. Yeah, I'll be interested. We'll see. But it's like one of those things, you can end up just going off on tangents. All of a sudden some project might come up and it's like, that might be for me, and you end up going off and doing other different things. So yeah, it's really difficult to say where it might lead in the future, but I'm certainly not giving up. It's I couldn't. It's everything to me to have an arts practice and be able to express, my creativity and stuff. So.
Yeah, and then just a couple of other things before we wrap up. So you are born and bred in Oldham yourself.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
And being able to work and do your practice in Oldham, that's I take it that's quite a good thing, because I'm not from the area. I have to travel in and stuff.
I mean, when I discovered that this place, 1853 Studios was sort of happening and growing in Oldham, it was just like I had to be part of it, because, to have something on my doorstep, this special, it's great. And it's great that we've got a lot of new creative things happening in the town. Yeah. Because
they've put millions into the town centre, and they're making a good impact with redeveloping it. And the gallery in Oldham as well, I had a show there last year, and that was really cool. I don't know, I just think Oldham is on the up. Yeah. Big time.
There's definitely good things happening.
The more creative, positive things that can go on, and people getting involved to make things happen, is only going to do wonders for the area.
Definitely.
And people just need to realise it's on 25 minutes away from Manchester or something. It's literally on its doorstep. So maybe get the tram up and have a big day out in Oldham.
Yeah. A creative day out here.
I think so, yeah. And it's just the studios as well, there's ambition to grow what we've got here. I don't know exactly where we're going to go with things, but it ties into things with Oldham, making cool things happen, get some other interesting things on in the gallery that might necessarily not be an art exhibition, but it is a multi-event space.
It is. I mean, we've had some theatre in there last year, didn't we? And there's been some really interesting things happen. In a couple of weeks, I'll be doing a workshop in there as part of my exhibition with Deepact, who are coming in to. They're actually, I think it's Global Roots Cafe, and they're going to sort of put the food on, and I'll be doing a nice creative session. It's going to be nice and relaxed.
Nice.
Sort of based on my exhibition and stuff.
Nice. So what's the session involving? Is there a bit of screen printing in there, a bit of collage or something?
So we're going to do some art making and collage. Nice. So it's going to be really mindful, just nice and relaxed, and just a chance to explore materials and get creative together and make connections with new people and stuff.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah,
that sounds great. Yeah. So, what's the plan for the rest of the day? Anything booked in, or just taking it easy?
Just dealing with me young guns, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well,
can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
Absolutely.
Thank you. When you were talking about, because when you're talking about Oldham, my favourite subject.
Yeah.
And I'm with you guys. I think 1853 is fantastic. But I wanted to ask you about what life as an artist was like in Oldham before 2019, before 1853, and what did you do then? Did you do stuff at home, and how different was it, and what?
Okay, so yeah, absolutely. So I actually learned how to screen print on my very small kitchen table. So on one side pots, food, things going on, other side screen printing. It was quite lonely, really, I guess, before this place, existed. I felt quite isolated, and I was just, like I say, on my own in my kitchen, sometimes till 2-3 in the morning, screen printing away, figuring out how to, make things that I wanted to make with it. And that's kind of was the situation. Working from home on the computer, screen printing in my kitchen. It was just I completely jumped on it when I got the chance to have some space here.
And does it you've obviously you've exhibited work in different places, you've got their exhibition, you create a lot of work, you say it piles up on the side. Do you sell your work at all? Like you get some Arts Council funding, so how much of it makes, how much of it makes up your personal income? The HMRC's listening. But is this something that you do professionally, semi-professionally, or is it like an advanced hobby, or what?
It's all professional, and I think of my practice, even though I kind of do separate things, it's all encompassing, really. So I do sell my work, and I have sold my work. My work's in homes, probably all hundreds of homes all around the world. I sell prints. I sort of license my work. You have to have fingers in different pies with an arts career, and so it's difficult to break it up. But so
you are a professional artist.
I'm a professional artist,
fantastic,
and I do sell my work. I don't do as many markets and things like that as I used to, but I have sold a lot of my work, and I hope to continue to do so as well in the future.
You will do so. It's one of them, like, going back to it, like being a professional artist, there's not just one income stream there. You've got to have quite a few. Because I remember when I made the jump to quit full-time work in a stable job to do this, I think I identified about 7 different paths where it was like, right, if I can pull these together. And I remember I sat down with myself and I was just pondering my thoughts. And I was like, this really isn't going well. Could I eat beans on toast for a month? And I was like, yeah, I could.
Yeah.
So,
it's worth it. Just to be creative,
Absolutely, for sure.
So as 2 professional artists then, what advice, give some advice to the aspiring professional artist, because it's not something that everybody who is an artist can do. How do you take that step, and how do you get onto that?
I think quite often we see these things with blinkers. So I think when I was growing up and I was doing like my GCSE art and stuff, I thought of being an artist as somebody who basically just drew things in pencil all the time. It's like talking about pigeonholing again.
Yeah.
Nobody ever spoke to me really about all the options that are available to you as a creative person. So my advice would be to obviously work hard. You've got to keep going. You've got to keep making. You've got to be consistent with what you're doing. But it's to put yourself out there. You've got to jump out of your comfort zone.
Big time.
So there might be a project that you think, well, I've got a bit of experience, but I've not quite done that before. But you push yourself and go for these. Sometimes, you get the opportunity then to learn and grow. So it really is about being open to what's out there and not pigeonholing yourself, not putting yourself into a small bracket. You have to kind of say, right, well, I can do workshops, I can teach people to print, I can design things, I can print T-shirts, et cetera, et cetera. And that's how it's worked for me anyway. So
I think just to elaborate on that a little bit, it's one of them, like, the advice I give is I always have the outlook on anything. If you want to do that, I genuinely believe you can do it if you put your mind to it.
Absolutely.
The only person stopping yourself is yourself. And it's just one of them, like, you've got to, like, as you just said then, like, oh, that's not quite what I'd normally do. But if it interests you and you feel like you're going to bring something to the table and leave it in a better place when you're done, then go for it. Just have a go. Because I always say, like, I'd rather go down in a ball of flames and say I tried than not have a go at all.
The way I see it as well is like when you're applying for projects, even if you don't quite fit the bill, sometimes they will go for you because you can show them. They might just be inspired by your style of work or whatever it happens to be, and you get that opportunity. And you've just got to keep trying, and you are going to get rejections. It happens all the time. You've got to get a thick skin on that. I get emails rejecting, quite often, and it's just one of them now.
Yeah.
Oh well, move on to the next thing.
Yeah, and it's just like with it, like with that, it's like it's all good. You can be the best artist technically in the world and stuff, but if you don't know how to market yourself, it's also a big thing. Like you need to spend probably the same amount of time getting your name out there, marketing yourself, trying to open doors and stuff as actually creating your practice.
Yeah. There's definitely a huge part of it as well.
Big time.
Yeah, especially if you're just a one-man band, like,
it's hard.
we are. You're
it's hard.
looking after all your own accounts, and there's a lot to it. I mean, it's definitely not for the faint-hearted to be a self-employed creative, but it's...
Why do we do it?
I know. But it's a beautiful thing.
No,
so,
it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's the most rewarding thing, I think.
Yeah.
And it's one of them, like, to get here, it took a lot of life lessons for me to realise I just had to go and do me. That's what I thought. And that was, properly 4 years ago, and I've never looked back. But, like, just to give that message, if someone's thinking of taking this jump, maybe go to part-time work, phase it in that way, and then see how it kind of goes. But I do believe anyone can make the dream a reality.
If they're passionate enough, if they're passionate enough about what they're creating and believe, you do have to believe in yourself. And that can be the hardest thing. Yeah. The fear kicks in and you think you're not good enough. And you really do have to put those thoughts in the bin and just get on with it, really.
Just paint.
Yeah, just keep painting, keep drawing,
painting.
whatever it is that you want to do, yeah.
That's the one.
Brill. It's time to give yourself a plug.
Oh.
Where do we find you? Online and all that kind of stuff.
My Instagram's probably the best place to have a look at the kind of work that I'm doing. So that's instagram.com/Kim Hubball. And I have a website as well, which is kimhubball.co.uk. You can see some of the design projects that I've done on there. So
links in the show notes, ladies and gentlemen. So, Kim, how'd Deggy do on his first podcast
all right, actually,
excursion?
Yeah. I'll give him...
I'll take all right.
What do you reckon? 8 out of 10, I reckon.
All right, I'll take that.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty
Thanks,
good.
mate. I'll take that. It's good.
Yeah. And I think Kim did very well as a guest. Deggy,
Nailed it.
wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, nailed it.
Absolutely.
I hope so.
No, you did. Like, honestly,
Okay.
like...
I'm not comfortable sat here
You
in
seemed
any
it, though.
way.
That's the thing. No, you seemed it. Like,
Good.
everything... I don't know, like, you answered everything spot on.
Happy
like,
days.
Yeah.
Getting outside your comfort zone. Like
Absolutely.
you just said it.
Yeah,
Little
it's
wins.
gotta be
Little
done.
wins.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Absolutely.
Don't think of the end thing. It's the little wins on the way.
Yeah,
That's what's important.
definitely.
Do you want to wrap this up, Deg? You're the host.
Yeah.
Say something.
Guess so.
Say something cool to end the podcast.
So it's now the time I've got to say something cool to end the podcast. All I'd just say is, in the wise words of Ali G, keep it real.